What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Good View Woodworks channel. My name is Nathan, and in this video we're going to be making a nightlight for my daughter. If you guys haven't been on my channel before, we are going through the adoption process and we're in the finalization part of the adoption process. So coming close to an end, which is great. But I went to Woodcraft and I found this sweet wood burl, and I thought to myself, oh, that'd be really cool to make my new daughter a nightlight for her bedroom. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so the first thing that we already have the mold built. And if you don't know how to build a mold for any kind of epoxy project, I will leave a link down in the description. And also you can click a card right up here. I'll put a card right up here in the corner so you guys can click it and go learn how to build a form. But we're gonna use this piece of burl, cut it, and lay it in here and make it look sweet. So the idea behind this, like what I'm going for, is kind of like a coral. My daughter has a couple of mermaid toys. Let's see if I can show you one here. So, oops. So I went to Walmart. And I found this little tiny like mermaid Barbie doll. But it's gonna be kind of too big for it. I wanted to be a lot smaller, kind of in the background, so we won't be able to use this. But I'm gonna try to find something else. But essentially, the burl will be on the bottom, and we'll use the Good View Woodworks pigments to color the bottom to make it look like coral, and then have a mermaid in the background, so it'll look like an underwater scene. It's gonna be really cool. So I know this is a long intro, but here we go. Let's start working on that thing. There we go. It's gonna look cool. See, I think she'd just be a little too big to be in there. So we'll have to find something else. Okay, so I took that piece that I cut and check it out. I ripped it in half. And you may ask, why did I cut it in half? And that way, when you have your nightlight set up, I can put a little bit of a gap in between, which you won't notice from the front, but it'll be enough for the LED light to be in between. So it'll be like a little crater for the LEDs to shine up through the bottom. And that way I can hide everything in the base, because that epoxy will be clear enough to show off the lights. So the LEDs will be in the bottom, and they'll be in the bottom of that crack, so they can shine up from the bottom. You got it? All right, so now that we have all of our pieces cut, I can start using the pigments to make it look like coral. So we're back in the shop, and we have Esther's nightlight in the form here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this side, set it aside, and we're only gonna pour a thin pour to lock this down. Okay, so I got some of our Incredible Solutions tabletop epoxy mixed up, and I have a little bit of our P1610 Caribbean and our P1640 Azure, and we're gonna mix these, just a pinch of this into a little bit of this in there to make it a really cool looking blue. Okay. Now, if you guys can tell, it's really milky. You see that? Because it has a lot of air bubbles in it. And the reason why I did that, I aerated it, was to see. I was thinking that the LED might reflect off those bubbles in the background. Now, it'll all be clear through there. I just wanted the light to kind of reflect off the background. So this will just be the first pour, and the next pour with the Incredible Solutions Supercast, it should cover those up. You should be able to see all the way to the background, but then not as easily through the background. That's kind of what I'm going for, okay? All right. So now that we got it mixed up, we'll go ahead and pour it into our form. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can tell. Guys, I don't know if you can tell, but you see there's a bunch of little micro bubbles. You can kind of see them popping. But I'm going to I'm going to heat gun. I'm going to use my heat gun 3 more times before I fully walk away from this thing. So that way I can get rid of all the bubbles, because I think I changed my mind on the bubbles. I don't know, if there's a few, that's fine. But I want to try to get most of them out. It looks much better without them. Go figure. Okay, so now after everything is hardened, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna mix up some more Incredible Solutions Deep Cast, the liquid plastic. It's for pouring thick pours. And if you hear that really weird background noise, it's because it's raining in this really loud metal building, is what you hear. So, so we're gonna put LEDs, and because I don't want the LEDs to be in the epoxy, we're gonna pour the epoxy just a 1/4 inch over the surface of this burl, and then once it tacks up, we'll take the other piece of burl, set it on top, so it'll give you like a clear area for the LEDs to shine through. Okay, so that's the goal. Once again, we are using P1640 and P1610, 50-50, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that, to make that color of water there. Here we go. As always, we're gonna pour a hardener first, and it's a 2-to-1 mixture. So 1 part hardener, 1 part epoxy.
2 parts.
1 part hardener, 2 parts epoxy.
You said 1 part.
Oh, sorry. 2 parts epoxy, 1 part hardener. See how the... Thanks, Justin. Thanks for keeping me straight.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we do 8 ounces hardener, we can do 16 ounces of epoxy. All right, we'll take our drill mixer, we'll mix for 3 minutes-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you know that it's fully combined. So here we go. Okay, so now that our epoxy is mixed up, we're gonna take a little bit of the Caribbean. And we'll just take just a little bit, because we want this to be transparent. Okay, and then we'll take about that same amount of the azure. This is a cool color, because it's like a grayish blue. So all right, now as I've said before, you don't want a lot of pigment when you pour something really thick, because you have it's gonna be harder to see all the way through the thicker it is. You want more pigment when it's thinner. So let's get it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have to mix some clear in there right where she is. Where the mermaid is. Now we'll take some clear and I'll pour it like right on her, and then the rest of the stuff will kind of, yeah, go for it. Thanks, man. Thanks for your help. Okay, so what I did was I mixed up a little bit more clear, so you can see. And we're gonna pour some clear right into it and kind of give it some depth. You ready? All right, you see how the mermaid is kind of not seen? There we go. It'll kind of do like a vortex around her, which will look really nice. All right, we're gonna let that set up, and then, you know, we'll get to taking this thing out of the mold. All right. You know what? I think actually, take the stir stick. I'm gonna let's use our torch real quick. Get some bubbles out of there. Okay. Man, look at that. All right, hopefully that works. I think it'll look cool either way. And just a reminder, guys, if you don't know, but our daughter, we adopted her. Aaron and I, my wife and I, had trouble getting pregnant for a very long time. We've been trying for over 4.5 years with no luck, but the Lord totally blessed us with a little baby girl, and that we were able to adopt. And this NightLight is for her. So guys, I just want to say that this is part 1 of the NightLight. We're going to be doing LEDs, and we're going to be finishing this thing, and I just want to go in depth. So we're going to break this up in 2 to 3 videos. That way they're not super long, but also to kind of leave you hanging a little bit so you watch the next one. But guys, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. And remember to hit that subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up because it puts us higher in the queue. And remember to share this video because that really helps us out a lot when you share it. That way other people can see it as well. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for doing all the things. And as always, thanks for hanging out with us.